3DO.
From across the ocean and around the globe, bringing the latest news home to you. War! The Tan war machine has begun to mobilize in their quest for world domination. Here we see the tyrannical Tan commander as he vows to capture and destroy all green territories and claim them for his own. In response, our forces have been dispatched to hold our borders secure. To the northern mountains, and the western desert, and as far as the southern swamps, our boys stand ready to resist an invasion. Invasion! Tan forces have crossed our border, and the green response has been swift and dramatic. But things are heating up. These dramatic shots depict the intensity and fury of this contest. Combat cameramen have risked their lives bringing you these shots of our boys pushing the Tan scourge back. With the dawn come our aircraft, bringing paratroopers to reinforce the green counterstrike. Today the battle is ours. Tomorrow is up to you.
Alright, welcome. This is Mario, and you're going to be watching me play Army Men. This game I probably played a little bit before Machines. Not by much. Maybe a year at most. The game came out in 1998. And, well, it's about plastic toys. No real particular trademark or anything that I know of for any brand of toys. But, you know, it's a pretty basic, you know, green guys versus tan. Green are good, tan are bad. With a little mix of different colored toys, blue and gray. But I mean, as a kid, you know, I couldn't really get past the very first mission, actually. And it took me a while to be able to get past to the second one, and then a little while to get past beyond that. Eventually I would stay stuck on the third map, I think. And then from there it took me a while before I could get past that point. So again, the game was my uncle's, and I would play it when I'd be over at his house. Before Machines. After Machines, I kind of stopped playing this game as much, just because I couldn't get past those areas. But let's go ahead and just get started with the boot camp here real quick, to refresh my memory. So this is definitely an older game, of course, 1998. Controls are pretty straightforward. You use the D-pad, the numpad to get around. There's alternate configurations. Also, obviously, at the time, I thought it was the most ridiculous thing to use a numpad when you already have these arrow keys there. Why would you ever need to use the numpad? That's so dumb, was my thought process. But after getting over it, I realized that, you know, having the controllers and the numpad is, particularly for this game, more ideal. You know, this is before the WASD controls became typical. But I mean, arrow, back, forward, prone, or yeah, that's prone. And then you could do little tumbles, which I always thought looked funny. The rifle range will develop skills in aiming the rifle and changing stances depending on target height. Press and hold down the spacebar. While holding down the spacebar, use keypad 4 and keypad 6 to aim. Release the spacebar to fire. Notice that the shorter objects will be easier to hit while kneeling or lying prone. So if you follow what the instructions say, you can hold the space bar and then let go when you're ready to fire. Pretty straightforward. Normally the gun doesn't have too much a very high fire rate. You know, even if you tap the spacebar any faster, it doesn't shoot any faster. But there's eventually an upgrade to the gun called the auto rifle, I think they call it. And then you can just hold spacebar to shoot. And it just keeps shooting. Typically at a much slower rate than you could do manually. But I figured out a trick to speed it up a bit. And I figured this trick out way back then when I was first playing the game. And that's just basically to move while you're shooting. For some reason that increases the fire rate. I don't know if it's a bug, if it was intentional, or what. But I don't think that gun is in the boot camp. Now for range stuff like this, you know, it's a little odd in the sense that...
Grenades. These'll come in handy.
You'll see right now. So as you hold it, you get this little... basically a back and forth arc of where it's going to land. And when you let go is where it's going to go. Oh yeah, I forgot. I should probably read that. Dropping current second weapon, if any, by pressing F2, then F8. Move over grenade crate to pick it up. Press keyboard 2 to select. While holding down the spacebar, use keypad 4 to aim. When released, release the spacebar to launch the grenade. Yeah. Whoops.
Well, can't carry that.
Now the grenades are... they're okay. Obviously, if that's what's available, I'll use them. But I'll try and stick with the mortars, just because of the range, and it basically does a little bit more damage. But you know what's neat? What's neat about this game, these games, is that you know it's you're playing as plastic soldiers, which is unique. I was just reading up some stuff on the game, the development and stuff, and they decided on this because back then Germany was extremely strict about violence in games. So companies that made games with a lot of violence would have to change things to make it able to be sold. And one of the examples they gave is Command and Conquer. In those games, they had to switch all their units to robots for it to be able to be sold in Germany. And, well, whoever was in charge of the company, 3DO at the time, decided that they wanted to make a game that they wouldn't have to change. So then they came up with the idea of using the plastic soldiers. And thus Army Man was born. It's a very old school type top-down view. Isometric even. Bazooka. Alright, I forgot. It's F8, right?
Ah, a bazooka.
So, you know, as kids, bazookas were the thing, man. They were awesome when we were play fighting stuff. Everybody wanted to have a imaginary bazooka. It is quite useful in taking care of, you know, armored vehicles, but it's a little bit tougher with infantry just because, you know, it's a smaller target, and if you miss, well, it's a wasted shot. You don't typically get this many chances to shoot in the game. the actual campaign is relatively difficult. Alright, these are the explosives, timed explosives.
Well,
Explosives.
can't carry that. Loaded already.
And you have 3 weapon slots. Run, bitch, run!
Run, bitch! Run!
One for your main gun, which you can never drop. Number 2 for, you know, for secondary weapons like bazookas, mortars, flamethrowers, things like that. Let's see here. And then the 3rd slot for special stuff like the explosives, minesweepers, health packs, mines. So mine is a special weapon. Oh,
Mines.
drop the mines. You do the same with, you know, just aim where you want to set it down, and it just kind of sets it a little distance away from you. So if you want to make a straight line, you got to keep moving a bit. They're relatively effective, although I've noticed that in previous playthroughs that, you know, if you place them just a little too close to each other, they'll set each other off and only deal the damage of one mine. So I'm just messing around here, but at the same time, you don't want to make them too separate because then they might completely miss the target. But yeah, I mean, I started playing this game as soon as my uncle got it. I would mostly play here because I could just mess around. Minesweeper.
Minesweeper. This is definitely going to be useful.
And then as long as you have it selected, if there's a place with mines, once you're near one that's been spotted, you can just press space and it'll deactivate it. I think if you just hold the space bar, it'll get rid of them as they appear, so it's just knowing when there's mines. I think there's a couple of spots in the campaign where it doesn't tell you at all and you just walk straight into it. So this game is a lot of trial and error and, you know, figuring out what the enemy's gonna do, and then, you know, just using that knowledge to help you in the next run. Go ahead and drop that. But overall, I mean, for the time, it was a pretty interactive game. I mean, check it out. You can burn the trees down. And if you get too close to that fire, you can hurt yourself. And the fire does spread. Or can spread, I should say. It's very fun to use a flamethrower because, you know, they're made out of plastic. So they'll turn into little puddles of plastic if they get hit with it. Which is pretty dark, I want to say. And this is where I really need to focus on is these things. So you get 3 kinds of air support.
Airstrikes. Paratroops. This'll ruin someone's day.
Let's go ahead with F7.
Sarge, send me a recon. Over.
Forgot how to... There you go. Press enter and it'll display everything on the map. So there's 3 guys here. There's an Easter egg around here somewhere. I forget where. There's a big turtle. That just... It's just there.
This is Sarge.
Doesn't serve any particular purpose. Just don't remember where it's at. Like in the corner of the map somewhere. Nope, I don't see it. Huh. Where was it? was somewhere odd.
This is Sarge.
One more time.
Send me a recon. Over.
I swear it was over here. I actually don't remember those soldiers being there before when you did that. Those are the 3 different types of other plastic soldiers in the game. But the other one would be reinforcements.
This is Sarge. Requesting paratroop. This is Sarge. Over. Send me. This is Sarge. Send me a paratroop drop. Over.
There's ways to control them. I just don't exactly remember how. I think it's in one of the instructions. Attack command. Tab key to cycle through squads. Put a squad in attack mode at a certain spot. Hit the F2 key. The spot you want the squad to go. F2 for attack. F1 to follow. And F3 to defend. Cycle through them. Oh, I see. F1 to follow. Let's have them all follow me. Got a little army with me. Here's the motor pool. I forgot how to get in. F4. Done. Weapons, attach them to the Z and X keys or the mouse to rotate them. Alright, move forward. So right, left, backward. So F4 to get in. Oops! Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I squished him. So this is the Jeep. I guess it's a 1-seater. Get out of the way. I was not expecting that. Oh my gosh. The tank, which is my favorite. It's a bazooka on wheels, basically. In the game, anyway. So of course you can't have, you know, an old 90s game without some level of jank, and you have to be really careful when going over things like rocks and things like that, because you can get stuck and end the game. And these should be able to carry them with me. I don't know how many it'll hold though. How do they get in?
On our way.
There you go. I guess it holds just about all of them. Look at that. It'd be nice if having them in there would have automatic control over the turret, but nope, I still have control over the turret. Oh, it has a limited range. And of course, you can always run over the units as long as they're not, you know, other vehicles. But it's pretty straightforward after that point. It's just basically following orders. And this one's just a people carrier, nothing else. Get in. No weapons. I don't remember using these guys a handful of times in the game, in the actual campaign. And then my favorite air support.
This is Sarge. I need an airstrike. Over.
An airstrike. Screw that building. Oops.
This is Sarge. Requesting an airstrike.
Where
Over.
was that turtle? Not remember. It's somewhere where you can't see normally. It's not up here. That's that. Gosh. Maybe I'm tripping. Oh. Screw these guys. Blown to bits. But yeah, I mean that's the boot camp. Just to get you familiar with the game and all the weapons and vehicles that you're gonna use. And there's nothing other I think that you get. I think this is all of it. But that being said, let's go ahead and get into the game.
Sarge, you've broken through the eastern line. Head across the bridge into town. Proceed to the TAN Munitions Depot in Sector B2 and await further orders. HQ out.
Right, first mission. For a long time when I first played this game, I thought there was something that I could do over here. Oh, they're coming at me already. There's like a battlefront over here that you really can't do much about. It's just there. And I always thought that I would get something special if I would like intervene and help or something. But no, it's just there for
Flamethrower.
ambience, I guess. There's the auto rifle.
Ah,
an
that'll
auto
take the
rifle.
sting off it.
Let's see. If you do normal auto rifle, that's normal firing speed, which is fine. Just got hit a couple times. Ooh, there's a Jeep over here. Ooh, there's somebody up there and he burnt to a crisp. Health pack.
Ah, that'll take the
So those are just instant pickup. You can't hold them. And they'll just, I think, heal you to the max, no matter what. But then there's the med kits that you can pick up and they have like 3 uses, I think. I'm not sure if there's any more. Those don't heal you all the way, but you know, like 2 or 3 bars. But anyway, so normal shooting. And then shooting while moving is just a little bit faster. Let's see. But my objective was B2, so let's get there. Oh. I think they'll just keep respawning, yeah, so I'm just gonna get back. There's little cutouts in the walls that you can go through. You just gotta be careful, or not careful, but just mindful or aware of them.
Good work, Sarge. Your new orders are coming through. HQ out. Sarge, a blue spy is being escorted to the TAN stronghold at Sector A2. He is carrying information we need. Use air recon to help track him, then intercept him and eliminate him. Retrieve any documents and return to the munitions depot and await further orders. HQ out.
So there is a little bit of background here. So the TANs apparently have discovered some kind of secret weapon or develop a secret weapon, and the Greens are trying to figure out what it is.
Recon.
And I won't spoil anything.
Ah, that'll take the sting off it.
F7 for recon.
Sarge, requesting recon.
Looking for the blue dot. I don't see him yet.
Sarge, the blue courier is approaching.
Oh, there you go. There he is in the bottom right corner of the map. Oh, it's going to take him a while to get here. So if I remember correctly, he takes a route through here, I think. I just need to intercept him before he gets here. So I'll do it again in a few seconds here. Let me just pick that up. Another recon just to be safe.
Sarge, send me a recon. Over.
Here he comes. Let me go ahead and meet up with him. Oh. I think I have intercepted his path. Yep, he's right here. Get that document. To Blue Courier. The key to a newly discovered weapon is at a TAN base. Location will be given to you later. So it's 3 keys and commander, and you see a little spot there in the hood that shows which keys you have. In this case, I don't have any.
Head back to the munitions depot.
Heading back, heading back.
Outstanding job, Sarge. Please stand by for further orders. Good work. HQ out. Good work, Sarge. Now proceed to the entrance of the Mesa Valley at Sector F3 across Burgess Bridge. The TAN have captured one of our tanks in Sector A5. Recover it and use it to help get across the bridge. HQ out.
Alright, you don't have to tell me twice.
Ah, that'll take the sting off it.
Alright, let's get some fire going. Oh, the wall is stopping it? Wow. Take that. Let's just follow this wall here. Should lead me straight to the tank.
Ah, that'll take the sting off it.
But, you know, not really, you know, I would have been maybe four, maybe 5 when I was playing this game. So, you know, English wasn't my strong suit at that point because my first language is Spanish. So all the things that
Ah, that'll take the sting off.
the HQ guy would say, I would have no idea what he was saying. So I would just mess around. So discovering the tank on my own was like, the tank. I didn't realize that I was supposed to. So
Come in handy.
I used to just break the gate with the grenades, but like again, there's these little cutouts in the walls that you can use. F4, right? Yeah. So now let's get an eye for who is here. There's 2 guys there. 2 guys, 3, it's a bunch of guys here. There's a guy with the bazooka somewhere, I forget where, but I'll have to keep my eye out for him. Shouldn't have to mess with these guys. That Jeep. There's a guy with a bazooka right there, you can see that actually. So yeah, let's just proceed with caution. And I have 40 rounds. They can whittle down your health on the tank slowly, so you gotta, even though they're just bullets, you gotta pay attention to the tank's health. Reloads a bit long, so yeah, when the rectangle around the weapon that you're selecting is red, it's reloading. Definitely overkill, but Screw these guys. Want a piece of this? I don't think there's any way that you can heal vehicles or fix vehicles. You know, what health they have is what health they got. Oops. That might have damaged me a bit. You can kill yourself in this game. Oh, there's a bazooka guy. Ah! Oh, that's hilarious. Well, I don't think you want to fight with me. Brutal, man, brutal. You know, I had lots of fun with this game as a kid. But I wouldn't end up going through the whole game until I bought it or had, because obviously I played it when I had it on my uncle's computer, but only ever got so far. And then I ended up rediscovering it when we got our new computer, our Windows XP machine, 2001 XP machine, and eventually I passed it. And I didn't know that there was a second game, so you know, I thought that was it. This is the end of the mission, basically. And it wasn't until one time we were at Fry's Electronics. I missed that place. There was a war chest on sale that had all the Army Men games at that time in one package, which had Army Men, Army Men 2, Army Men Toys in Space, Army Men Sarge's Heroes, Air Attack, Air Tactics, and World War. But I was so excited when I found that. But yeah, this is Army Men, and I guess we'll just run through the game. And that was the first mission. Let's go ahead and call it here for now. Keep it a bit shorter than what I've been doing with machines, just because each mission in the machines is pretty long. And then just continue on the next video. Yeah, see, so it's... This was the first map, second map, and then the third map. This is where I would get stuck. And then once I figured out how to get past this part, I was stuck here for a while. So it was it's not an easy game. Not at first anyway. It's just trial and error, really. So this is Army Men. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next video.